Well, let's cross-send live to Beirut, talk to our correspondent who joins us from there, Rawad Taha. Rawad, first of all, bring us up to date on the situation in the country, because hospitals have really been overwhelmed in some places, haven't they?
Over the night, hospitals were preoccupied with treating all those injured people. Of course, mostly Hezbollah members who were holding or using those pagers. Most of the injuries are either in the hands, around the wrist, or in the eyes. So this explains what has happened. So there is some sort of a clear understanding that simultaneously all those pagers received some sort of notification. Once the member tried to actually take the pager out of his pocket, the pager exploded, whether in his hand. If he was starting to read the notification, the pager exploded, leading to serious injuries in the face and the eyes. Or if it was still in his pocket, the injuries were around the wrist and abdomen area. So it was a small charge, if one can say, a very small explosion that either targeted one specific part of the body. In the latest numbers we received from the Ministry of Health, it seems that the numbers didn't increase much since the last count we had last evening. So we know for a fact that there's between 2,700 and 3,000 injuries that were transported to hospitals all around Lebanon. A lot of operations and surgeries went on during the night, in particular, especially amputations for hands and eye surgeries.
Rawad, we heard in the last half hour that Hassan Nasrallah is going to speak tomorrow on Thursday. Of course, Hezbollah trying to find out then how exactly this could have happened.
Yes, but it seems that there is one prevailing narrative, or one concrete story, is that this was a supply chain interference rather than anything else. Because any pager, any simple pager that you can buy from any company, does not have explosive material. So the story that is making the most common sense among security officials in Lebanon and security sources is that this was a supply chain interference, that before this latest order of pages by Hezbollah was placed, and before it reached Lebanon, explosive material was added to that specific batch of pagers. In particular, this order of pagers by Hezbollah came in the aftermath of earlier security breaches which happened in the early days of this war of attrition, when Israel was able to target senior Hezbollah commanders in various areas in the south of Beirut, along with targeting a number of higher-ranking officials in Beirut's southern suburbs, like Fuad Shukr a few weeks ago, or Hamas official early in January in 2024. So after those security breaches happened, Hezbollah blamed it on the use of smartphones. Clear guidelines were given to Hezbollah members not to use cell phones and smartphones because they can be easily intercepted and tracked, and they have GPS tracking as well. So this is when Hezbollah primarily shifted its communication method to pagers, and that's when that pagers order happened. So this is a newly received pagers batch that was received a few weeks to months ago. And supposedly, according to the prevailing narrative, is that this was a supply chain interference.
Rawad, thanks very much. Rawad Taha joining us there live from Beirut.